I'll be taking Israel, big brother.
Let's just be honest, this would be one of the most painful, emotional, and thought-triggering head of house games, because the twist, usually when the Big Brother show announces that, Biggie has a twist and stuff, it is usually interesting. We enjoy the twist, we enjoy the dynamics that comes with it, but we didn't know that these dynamics would be coming with so much pain and hurt at a point. Now, let me put it out there to you so you get to understand. Earlier, we played a head of house game, which resulted in Uyanda being the head of house. But it turns out this will be the shortest head of house reign in the history of Big Brother ever. Like, literally, the reign was literally just for 1 hour. It was not more than an hour or an hour plus. It was not even up to a day. So Big Brother had to call the top 5 finalists from the previous head of house games that was played literally around 12 p.m. this afternoon. He had to call the finalists to come back for another round of the head of house games. That is a twist that was mentioned from yesterday, that there was going to be a twist to the head of house games before the live eviction nominations. And Big Brother called the finalists. The finalists were 2 ladies and 3 guys. That is Uyanda, Swayze, Sipha, Jojo, and Mshini. And Big Brother had to tell them that this particular game was going to be a game of resilience, who was going to last longer and who was going to be lucky enough to pass the 2 games. Now, the first game was they were going to, suspend themselves on a rod, a pillar, and we'll get to see the 2 people who are going to stay the longest on the pole. Now, Big Brother told them to wear the helmet, their shin guards, things like that. And at the sound of the buzzer, the housemates had to just, climb over on the poles. Now, initially, I think some of them were confused as to what it was, and I believe there was an example that was given, but it was self-explanatory, right? And then the housemates held onto it and began to suspend themselves. Now, honestly, to an extent, I felt or expected that some certain housemates who were in the finale were going to leave first. Like, according to body size, I expected that the guys are going to fall first and get to leave, the likes of Swayze, and then probably Uyanda, and then before, what's his name, Sipha. But then we got to see that it was Jojo who fell first from the suspension, and Big Brother told her to take her seat, and it continued like that. Then we later saw that what's his name, Swayze also fell off, and Big Brother told him to go sit down. And not long after him, Big Brother had told him, yes, Big Brother added another thing just to make them fall off quickly. He told them that they were going to suspend themselves by one hand, that they should drop one hand. By the time they dropped one hand, they were falling like flies, basically. We got to see Mshini was the third to fall off the bar, and soon enough we saw that Uyanda followed suit. And then, of course, Sipha was still holding on until Big Brother rang the buzzer and then congratulated Uyanda and Sipha to be the finalists to go to the next game. Now, what was the next game? The next game had about 20 boxes behind the housemates that they left, and they're supposed to stand on a footmat, and for those 20 boxes facing each other, 10-10, each of the items inside the boxes had a pair, and these housemates are supposed to go one by one while the other housemate is backing them, open a box from one of the lanes, and then go opposite and search for a random box and open it. When they match each of them, you need to lift that box and place on the other box of the matching object. Now, at a point, they were confused. They didn't get it right. They did not understand it. So people had to call the ninjas to come in and give an example, a practical example of how the games were going to be. And the ninjas did just that. Soon enough, it was now time for the housemates to start. But Big Brother said that in order to choose who would start, they're going to play a game of dice rolling a die, and the person with the highest score would start. We saw Uyanda rolling the die. He got a 2 or a 3, and then next was Sipha. I think it was a 4 Uyanda got, and Sipha now rolled the die too and got a 5, meaning he was going to start. So he started, and it was like a turn by turn thingy. And when you get the matching correct, unlike when Big Brother said you're going to announce that okay, it was a match, you just place it on top and Big Brother will announce if it's a match or not. They started doing it turn by turn, and they were getting some matches, they were getting some losses. At this point, all that came to my mind was these guys are going to get a tie, or it seemed as though Uyanda was going to win, because Uyanda seemed at some point to be getting the better matches, and some other time we got to see that Sipha also got better matches. At the end of the matching, and each box was now on top of each other, Big Brother then announced that both housemates had literally equal number of matches, so they were going to play a game of chance by rolling the die. And then we noticed how Sipha started because he won the first one, and then he got a 4. Yes, he got a 4, and then Uyanda rolled and got a 1. Then Sipha rolled. Big Brother said it was going to be 3 times. The person with the highest score becomes the next head of house. Sipha had to roll again and got a 3, and then we got to see that Uyanda rolled and got a 1 again. At this point, I had given up for him. I'm sure he also had given up, because what magic will he do? Sipha then rolled the last time and got a 4 again, and it's crazy. Was it a 4 or 5? Then we also had Uyanda roll and got like a 2 or a 3, and then Big Brother told them to go stand and wait, and the results were announced that Sipha won and is now the new head of house. And of course, Big Brother, they went into the house. Big Brother announced who the new head of house was. He announced that it was Sipha, and Sipha chose, like before this time itself, we noticed how what's her name? We noticed that Uyanda had gone to his bed and was crying. That was why I said this was a heartbreaking, painful moment, because literally you had felt that you've gotten the immunity for the 1 week, and then here you are reigning for just 1 hour, not getting any special treatment or special privilege. It was really, really sad. And then we saw that at the lounge, we saw people congratulating Sipha, especially KB, who had earlier actually told him that he might win the head of house and she would like to spend a good time with him. We know that with that, they're going to spend an intimate moment. And she was just shouting, I told you, oh my God, I knew he was going to win, blah, 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 blah. When it came for, Sipha, the new head of house, to choose somebody to stay with him, to spend the time with him at the head of house lounge, he boldly stated that it was Ezra and not KB. And I was smiling and laughing. I was like, you thought you were going to get it on a platter of gold. My dear, it takes several seats. These guys are not going to break bro code. It was really nice to see. Anyways, that's all I have for you on this particular twist that Big Brother brought. We're going to expect that the nominations will start in no time, and I'm going to bring you the full lowdown on how the housemates voted and who are up for eviction this week. The truth is, we're expecting at least 1 to 2 people to leave the house next week, and the game to take a new dynamics. But of course, please don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell button, for notification. Whatever you post I make, share, comments down below, and also share this video. I'll see you on the next one.
Congratulations, Sipha.